Good morning, students. Today we are going to study about the topic reproduction in plants. Okay, chapter 12, page number 133. Okay, take your pencil and mark the important points. Okay, then what is meant by reproduction? We all hear a word reproduction, right? What is meant by reproduction? We have seen reproduction in animals, human beings. Now we are going to study about in plants, how they are reproducing another plant. Okay. What is the definition of reproduction? The production of new individuals from their parent is known as what? Reproduction. Okay. The production of new individuals from their parent is called what? Reproduction. Okay. Then now we are going to study about modes of reproduction. What are the modes in reproduction? First, we list the various parts of plant. What are the parts? Roots, stem and leaves are the parts of plants, right? These all together called what? Vegetative parts of plants. Okay. Okay, there are various parts of plants. What are they? Stem, roots and leaves. These all together called what? Vegetative parts of plants. Okay, then after a certain period of growth, what happened? The plants bear what? Flowers. Right. Then you may have seen the mango trees. For example, mango trees. Okay. Mango trees, the flowering in spring, right? In this flower, that gives what? Rise to juicy mango fruit. Right? We eat the fruit and usually discard the seeds. Then the seed what? Germinate and form new plants. This is a reproduction, right? So what is the function of flowers in plants? The flowers perform the function of reproduction in plants. It is a basic thing, right? Some certain plants growth or bear what? Flowers. After the flowers, what? Fruit. Then in the fruit there is a seed. Then the seed germinates into new plants. It is a type of reproduction. So flowers is perform what? A special function in reproduction in plants. Okay. Flowers perform a special function in reproduction in plants. So flowers are the reproductive parts. Okay. First we discuss about root, stem and leaves. And also now we are discussing about what? Flowers also a reproductive parts. Okay. Root, stem and leaves are vegetative parts. Flowers are reproductive parts because it produce a new plant. Because of flowers, then fruit will become. Then after fruit, what happened? There is a seed. Then the seed germinates and form a new plant. So it is a reproductive part. Okay, then these are categorized into two types. Okay, what are they? Asexual and sexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, plants can give rise to what? In sexual reproduction, plants can give rise to new plants without seed. Without seed is called what? Asexual reproduction. With seed is called what? Sexual reproduction. Okay. Without seed is called what? Asexual reproduction. Okay. Then with seed is called what? Sexual reproduction. Can you all understand? Then vegetative propagation. Okay. Then about vegetative propagation. It is a type of what? Asexual reproduction in which new plants are produced from roots, stem, leaves and buds. Since Reproduction is through the vegetative parts of the plant. So it is called what? Vegetative propagation. Why we are calling vegetative propagation? The new plants are produced from roots, stem, leaves and buds. Altogether called what? Vegetative parts of the plant. So it is called what? Vegetative propagation. Okay, then here is one activity. Here is one activity. Cut a branch of rose petals. Okay, this piece of branch is termed as what? Cutting. Bury the cutting in the soil. First we want to cut a rose plant. Then bury the cutting in the soil. Then observe the plant. What happened? Some more days after, the leaf arises from the plant, node of the plant, right? Then water the cutting area every day and observe the growth. What happened? See the picture, ma? There is new leaves are arising from the node, right? See the picture. You may observe the activity, okay, by doing in your home. Cut the rose branch and bury the cutting into the soil and observe the node of the stem. Okay, there is some branches arise. First one is leaf. Small leaf arise from the branch. Okay, then activity 12.2. Take a fresh potato. See the picture. Here is potato. Have you all seen this potato in your home? Right, in the corona time, you have all seen this type of potato in your home, right? Take a fresh potato, observe the scars on it with the help of magnifying lens or glass. You may find buds in them, right? See the picture, ma? There are some spotting buds present in it, right? These scars are called what? Eyes. Cut the potato into small portion, each with eye, and bury them into the soil. What happened? If you observe for few days means what happened? There may be some leaves or while you are observing the potato, after a few days there may be some growing occurs. Like potato, ginger and turmeric also grows. Okay, then about leaf. It is about plant, then about leaf. Bryophyllum has buds in margin of leaves. Okay, Bryophyllum has buds in the margin of leaves. If the leaf of this plant falls on a moist soil, each bud can give rise to a new plant. See the leaf? It is a Bryophyllum leaf. Okay. These leaf, the plant fall into the moist soil. Each bud can give rise to what? New plant. The root of some plants can also give rise to new plant. Examples, sweet potato and dahlia are examples of root producing plant. Okay, it is leaf. Then last example is about plant. Right. Then the next topic is budding. What is the next topic? Budding. We already learned about the tiny organism like what? Yeast. Can you see only yeast under a microscope? These grows and multiply every few hours. If sufficient nutrients are made available to them, it may be grow for a few hours. Every few hours. That yeast is a single-celled organism. Here also one activity. What is the activity? See the picture is the reproduction in yeast by budding. Take a piece of yeast cake or a yeast powder from a bakery or a chemist shop. Take a pinch of yeast and place it in a container with some water. Add some water and put a pinch of yeast in it and add a spoonful of sugar and shake to dissolve it. Keep it in a warm part of a room. After an hour, put a drop of this liquid on a glass slide and observe under the microscope. What you observe in the microscope? The small bulb-like projection coming out from the yeast cell is called what? Bud. Okay, for this we want to take a pinch of yeast and mix it in a container with water and spoonful of what? Sugar, and shake it well and place in a warm place. Then take one drop of liquid on a glass slide and observe with the microscope. What will you see in the microscope? There is a bulb-like structure, some projection coming out from the yeast cell is called what? Bud. The bud gradually grows and get detached from the parent cell and form what? New yeast cell. Then new yeast cell grows, then matures and produce what? More yeast cell. Okay. So, while we are observing in the microscope, it is like what? Bulb-like structure. First one is yeast, then developing bud, then new bud, then chain of buds. See the reproduction in yeast? We are observing it with what? With a microscope, like a slide. Then fragmentation. Then the next topic is fragmentation. You might have seen slimy green patches in pond or in other stagnated water bodies. Have you all seen that? There is a green patches in the pond. What we call that green patches as algae. Water and nutrients are available for algae to grow and multiply rapidly by fragmentation. An algae breaks up into two or more fragments. These fragments are pieces growing into new individuals. Okay, the algae are grown multiply and the algae breaks up into two or more fragments and the fragments are grown into new individuals. This process continues what? Cover a large area in short period of time. While you observe a pond or some well or river, you may say green color patches, or in the wall, the old wall and all, there is a green patches. What we call that green patches as algae. Okay, there are multiple algae. It will breaks into two or more fragments and it form what? New individuals. This process continues what? Short period of time. It cover large area. Then it is about algae. See the picture? The fragmentation in Spirogyra. It is called algae. Then the next topic is spore formation. The fungi on a bread piece grow from spores which are present in the air. If you place a bread in one place for few days, means what happened? There will be a black color or black with white color formation occurs. What is that? It is fungi. Okay, it is present in the bread piece. It grow what? Spores with the help of what? Air. The spores in the cotton like mesh on the bread. When spores are released, they keep floating in the air. If we disturb the spores, means what happened? It will float in the air. As they are very light, they can cover long distance. Okay. It fully destroy the bread. The fungi fully destroy the bread. See the picture. There is a reproduction, spore formation in fungus. Okay. Then Spores or asexual reproduction. Each spore is covered by hard protective coat to withstand unfavorable conditions such as high temperature and low humidity. The spores are formed. They can survive for a long time under favorable conditions. So, spore germinates what? Develop new individuals. Plants such as moss and ferns. See the picture, figure 12.8. It is a picture of fern. Reproduction through spore formation in the fern. See the picture, ma, there are some dots are present, right? These dots are called what? Spore forming bodies. Okay. Then sexual reproduction in plants. The structure of a flower. The flower are the reproductive part of the plant. Stamens are the reproductive part and the pistil is a female reproductive part. Okay, the structure of flower. In the structure of flower, the flowers are the reproductive part of the plant that we already studied. Stamens are the male reproductive part and pistil is the female reproductive part. Here also one activity. Example activity. The flowers which contain either pistil or only stamens are called what? Unisexual flowers, because there is only one pistil or only stamen. So we call it as unisexual. Unisexual means one. Flowers which contain both stamens and pistils are called what? Bisexual, because there are two, right? Stamens and also pistil. So it is bisexual. Okay. Corn, papaya and cucumber produce what? Unisexual flowers. Whereas mustard, rose have what? Bisexual flowers. Okay. Corn, papaya and cucumber produce what? Unisexual flowers. And whereas mustard, rose and petunia have produced what? Bisexual flowers. We see papaya flower, right? Then see the picture. They have given what? Stamen. Stamen, anther and filament is a part of stamen. Then pistil. Stigma, style, ovary, ovule are the parts of pistil. Then male and female unisexual flowers may be present in same plant or in different plant. Anther contain pollen grains which produce what? Male gametes. A pistil consists of stigma, style and ovary, and also ovary contains one or more ovules. The female gamete or the egg is formed in the ovule. This sexual reproduction, a male and the female gamete fuse what? Form a zygote. Okay. Anther contain pollen grains which produce what? Male gametes. Then see the picture, it is anther. Anther work is to contain what? Pollen grains which produce what? Male gametes. Then about pistil. Pistil consists of stigma, style, ovary, ovule, etc. The female gamete or the egg is formed in the ovule. Then in sexual reproduction, a male and the female gamete fuse to form what? Zygote. Then pollination. What is meant by pollination? Generally, pollen grains have a tough protective coat which prevents them from drying up. Okay, generally pollen grains have what? Tough protective coat which prevents from the drying up. Since pollen grains are light, they can be carried by wind, water, insect, visit flowers and carry away pollen and on their bodies. Some of the pollen lands on the stigma of the flower of same kind. It transfers the pollen from the anther to the stigma of a flower is called what? Pollination. Okay. The transfer of pollen from the anther to stigma of a flower is called what? Pollination. There are two types of pollination. One is self-pollination, then another one is cross-pollination. Self-pollination is the pollen gland on the stigma of the same flower or another flower of same plant. It is called what? Self-pollination. When the pollen of the flower land on a stigma of flower of different plant of same kind is called what? Cross-pollination. Because of air. Then fertilization. A cell which result after fusion of gamete is called what? Zygote. The process of fusion of male and female gametes is called what? Fertilization. The zygote develop into embryo. First, the cell which result after fusion is called what? Gamete into zygote. Then the process of fusion of male and female gamete to form zygote is called what? Fertilization. The zygote develop what? Embryo. Then fruits and seed formation. The next topic is how the fruits and seed forming. After fertilization, the ovary grows into what? Fruit, and the other parts of the flower fall off. The fruit is the ripened ovary. The seed develop from the ovules. The seed contain a embryo enclosed in a protective seed coat. Some fruits are fleshy and juicy, such as mango and orange. Some fruits are hard like almond and walnut. After fertilization, what happened? The ovary grows into fruit. Then other parts of the flower. Then fruit is ripened. The seed develop from the ovules. Then the seed contain an embryo enclosed in a protective seed coat. From that, some fruits are fleshy and juicy. Some are what? Hard like almond and walnut. Okay. Then seed dispersal. In nature, same kind of plants growing at different places. This happens because seed are dispersed to different places because of air or anything from the animals. Then okay, what do you think will happen if the seed of the plant were fall at the same place and grow there? There would be severe competition for sunlight, water, minerals and space because all seeds are present in one place. So all the seed need what? Sunlight, water and minerals and space for growing. So there is a severe competition. As a result, the seed would not grow in a healthy place. Then seeds and plants are carried away by wind, water and also animals. Winged seeds such as drumstick and maple seeds of grasses or hairy seeds. Okay, then some seeds are dispersed by water. These fruits or seed usually develop floating ability in the form of spongy or fibrous outer coat as in coconut. Such seeds are dispersed by animals, especially spiny seeds which get attached to the bodies of animals and carried out in distant place. What are the plants? They are xanthium and urina. See the picture ma? Xanthium and urina. Okay. These are grow because of animals. The animal carried what? Some seeds from one place to another, from distance place. So only they are growing in that place. Some seeds are dispersed when the fruit burst with sudden jerk. The seeds are scattered far away from the parent plant. This happens in case of castor and balsam. Have you all seen balsam? These seeds are scattered anywhere and grow in some other place. So this is a best example of what? Scattered seed. Okay, that's all about today's topic. Thank you. Please read the lesson and mark the one word and study. Okay. Mostly the questions will be as a one word type questions. So underline the questions and study the one word neatly. Okay, thank you.